in life, there's waiting periods, there's times, there's going to be seasons, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. How do you stay consistent mentally no matter where you are during those times? And I'm like, as a dad, if I just let you not go to practice because you're mad you're not getting the reps you get, what am I teaching you that's going to apply, that you're going to take with you into adulthood?
Society isn't giving you anything. They don't owe you anything.
And they don't care.
Jesus said, I paid it all. Nobody else did.
The laundry list of things going on in the world that you can be upset about is endless, right? How do we operate in this world with all the responsibilities we have, but also just seeing what's going on in the world, the state of the world? Like, how do we mentally be able to deal with those things?
You said the key word is God first.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he has to be first. Going back to when the scripture says, if the people who are called by my name will humble themselves, right? It's not about you. It's not about me.
Yeah.
If we say, you said it, if God is first, we wear the shirt, right? God is dope and all this stuff. If that's what we say, then it has to be across the board. What's happening? What's happening? It's us again. You know, your favorite uncle's in the building. Your favorite uncles is in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. This week it's been chill. It's been chill, which to me that's great. I like chill weeks.
Well, you got kids.
Right.
Peace is a premium.
Peace is a premium. If I can sit at home and do nothing, I'm doing great. So my week has been good. What about you? It don't happen too often.
Nah, it's all good. But I wouldn't have it no other way though. So how was it? Before we go, how was the parade?
The parade was amazing, man.
Did you make it in time?
Making it in time was there at 1:30. The parade didn't start till 5.
Oh, so you beat the 2:00.
I was right there at the gate. And then they let us in. We was front center on the gate. Wifey was happy. And that's what I do it for. You know, I rock with the Aces tough, but seeing my wife like enjoy the team, and
because she's jumped all in.
She
all in.
The Aces need to give her like a spot on the hype team or something. Because
she all in.
She all in on the Aces, which is dope because I like basketball. So the fact that, you know, my wife didn't grow up hooping, so the fact that we can
kind of
bond over basketball, like that's dope to me. So the parade was dope. Again, shout out to the Aces, 3-time champs.
Yeah,
in
man.
4 years.
3 and 4 years.
Again,
3
Vegas,
and 4 years.
Mayors, governors, whoever's in charge. Let's get our women a license plate. All right, really? I need one for my wife. So let's just make that happen. So I can look like a great. I just need one. You know what I mean? Everybody else,
just one plate.
You just send one to me,
please.
I don't want the outline plate either. I need an actual.
No, like the Golden Knights got
like theirs. The Raiders got one. The Knights have one. You know,
the missing and exploiting children got one.
Everybody named Mama got one, but that 3-time champ. So we got to make that happen.
I don't know. I think it's a good space there. I think they'll get it. I think it's happening.
The state, you gonna make some money.
I think it's happening.
People will go and buy them plates today.
They will.
Easy.
They will.
So, yeah.
That's good, man. Shout out to the Aces, man. Shout out to the Aces. Well, I'm feeling good, man. I'm good. No complaints here. You know me, as always. Nothing really to complain. I was, again, Saturday, the robotics competition, you know,
how my man did
it. He did good. He did good. And now it's amazing to see like him in his space now, because I remember even it was basketball and it was robotics.
Yeah.
And he was a 4th grader, but the school he goes to, their teams are 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Uh-huh.
So he was the youngest one on the basketball team, and he's the youngest one on the robotics team. So now he's the oldest in the 6th grade now, but not only is he the oldest, he's the only returning member.
So he the big dog.
So he's the big dog. So he's the only one that has competed and understands, you know, it's time. They're making sure, put the, you know, the robot in a certain space, and then after each one, you know, so it was just a exhibition just for them to get used to it or whatnot. But it was good, man. It was cool seeing him in his element.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and I didn't take any pictures. No videos, because typically I'll do that and send it to Sharita, but I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to sit and chill
in the moment,
and just in the moment and just watching him flourish and thrive.
I literally cannot.
It was good, dude.
I can't record my kids when they involved in sports I'm too involved. Like seeing your kid do what they enjoy doing, and you can see like the joy that they have, and they're not thinking, they're not.
Dude, and the sparks just kick, and you see them in their element, joking and laughing.
As a parent, it just warms your heart, man. You're like,
because they found their space.
Yeah.
Right? Because even growing up, you like, man, is he going to like? You know,
right.
And for selfish reasons, for a lot of us, you know, if we play football or if we're into music or whatever it was, you kind of want them to
that's
kinda,
like a cherry on top. If your kid into what you was into.
want to be into. But the fact is, I like the robotics because I have no idea of what is happening. I have no idea.
Right.
I just know it's assignments and each goal that the robot has to do, and you get a scoring system on each one. Now I'm learning a little bit more, but I still have no idea.
Did we have robotics when we was in school?
Nope. Not in my school.
I don't think Mojave had.
No, Mojave none of the schools had robotics. School. Maybe a Gorman or maybe one of the private schools, maybe. But yeah, for us, we didn't.
I was like robotics club. Was there a robotics club? I don't think there was robotics clubs when I was in school.
It wasn't. Well, no, shout out to the Eagles. You know, Word of Life Christian Academy. They did well. A lot of them got a lot of good experience.
Shout out to Few.
Yeah,
Keep
man.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, man. He did his thing. And so, you know, him being the leader and captain, it's like now seeing him in his space is like, and so it's a reminder because we drive and we're leaving and I'm like, remember when you were in the 4th grade and you were like, we sitting there and we were there, the actual competition was from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad, I'm bored.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not really doing anything. Like, I'm not, you know, because in competition, it's only like 4 can be at the table. Everybody else is outside.
Uh-huh.
So he was one of the ones outside.
So my son, my oldest, he's kind of going through the same thing right now. How did you coach your son mentally? Like, how did you help him develop a mindset to where when he was the baby on the team, he wasn't feeling like he was that involved or he wasn't getting what he wanted out of it to stay engaged to where now, you know, now he's the big dog. Now he's the one everybody's looking to. Like, how'd you keep him engaged during that time? Like, how did you help him develop the right mindset to stick with it?
Well, what you said, one of the words you said in there was feeling. And so first it was basketball because the basketball season was first. And then he went into robotics. And he's like, and same thing with basketball. Like he's sitting on the bench. He's disengaged on the bench, right? Because he ain't getting in. Right. I ain't in there. And so I had talked with him. I said, yo, I said, how'd that feel?
Uh-huh.
He's like, you know my son. And he just, you know, he's like, nah, this don't feel good. He's like, I don't like it. He's like, you know, even when I'm on the court, like, they don't pass me the ball and this. I was like, it don't feel good, do it.
Right.
He's like, no, sir. Because I be, you know, and this. I was like, so from now on, you have to work so your teammates will never feel what you're feeling right now. Because it's not always going to be like this, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand, though, the reality of it is you're the youngest one on the team.
Right.
Right? These are people who, the 6th graders and people like they've been on the team. This is their 3rd season on the team, right?
Yeah.
Some of them have been playing basketball before that and been in robotics before that.
Right.
So you're a late starter in a lot of this, but you're just as good. Think about it. Like you're a 4th grader.
Right.
You're one of the only
4th graders
on the team.
Right.
Right. So he didn't really understand that aspect.
Yeah.
Now he does. Because even you mentioning that. So it's coach, Mr. Hadley, the robotics coach, we were leaving, you know, they did their thing. And so he was like, man, I'm just so proud of you, Caitlin. He's like, remember? And so it's the same thing we were doing. He's like, remember when you were there and you were bored and frustrated and, you know, it wasn't making sense. And now just seeing how you, because sidebar, so quick story. His first year, it was him and one other kid in his class that had made the team. Right. Well, the kid in the class was a twin. Mm-hmm. So the first year they went to, you know, like we went this Saturday. It's just like a little exhibition where they just get used to it and all that. So he went to that. But the actual competition, when they wound up going to state, because they had one here, but they went up going to state, because one of the twins was in his class, they were actually getting ready to move to Florida. So he came home one day, or actually, we went and picked him up, and Sharita told me, she said, yeah, Kaylin he's not going. I'm like, What you mean he's not going?
Yeah.
Because now, I'm thinking like as a dad, I'm like,
yeah,
he made the team,
right?
So we bringing him every Tuesday and Thursday. You keeping him late, like,
right?
Why is it? And so then the story comes out. Oh well, he's gonna let the Twins go on Florida. He's gonna stay back. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm still not buying that, dog. Like that's not. So talking with Mr. Hadley, he's like, well, we open it to the team to say, yeah, they're getting ready to move, but this would be great for if somebody, can step out and just let the Twins have this experience because they're going to be moving.
Yeah.
And he volunteered.
Yeah.
Knowing him, he did.
Right.
So getting that part of the story was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That wasn't just you putting them off. But to go back to it, it's understanding that, son, look, it don't feel good, do it.
Yeah.
So you got to work that much harder.
Right.
Like if you want to be the young dude on the team and you want to play with seniors and guys who are top dudes in the state and all this, you nice. But you got more work to do.
Right.
You got to force the coach. Your game got to be so nice that the team and the rest of the coaches is like, Coach, you got
that too. And for him, it's similar because he's a freshman, right? And his full-time team is JV, but like there's like a couple freshmen that do time with the varsity team, right? Mm-hmm. And he came home one day and was like, man, Dad, I was like, I always ask him, how's practice? Oh, man, practice is boring because they don't let us on the court. And anytime it's like my time to do a drill, the juniors and the seniors be like, hey, watch out, let me get in. And then the coaches would be like, all right, young, hold on, youngins, we gonna work y'all in.
Right.
And they don't ever really get worked in. So he was kind of feeling like, what's the point of going to practice? Like, I'm not doing nothing. And my thing was, we had a conversation. I'm like, son, first you're a freshman. You got to understand this is a part of the process. It's not your time.
Right.
Now, if you was LeBron James, if you was Kobe Bryant, if you was Melo, and your
Tracy McGrady,
the eye test and your skill was undeniable, then we'll be having a different conversation. But let's also,
keep it in perspective.
Operate in a realm of reality that you're not that. So you got to understand, you might be skilled, but it may not be your time.
Right.
What do you do in that waiting period? That's where the mental side of it kick in, to where you can understand, okay, I want to do this, but it's not my time. How do I still stay emotionally and mentally engaged?
Right.
And I was like, it's bigger than just you on the basketball team, because in life, the same thing happens. There's waiting periods. There's times. There's going to be seasons. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. How do you stay consistent mentally, no matter where you are during those times? And I'm like, as a dad, if I just let you not go to practice because you're mad you're not getting the reps you get, what am I teaching you that's going to apply, that you're going to take with you into adulthood? Now, if you experience something like that on your job where you feel like you're qualified, but this guy gets promoted over you, or this guy gets assigned over you, now you want to quit. Man. Now you don't want to go to work. Now you want to be less of an employee because you feel like you're not getting your just due. And it's like, nah, son, it's bigger than just basketball. I said, you need to be at practice. I don't care if you never touch the court or touch the ball. You need to be learning the plays.
You need to be engaged.
You need to be engaged.
Clap for your teammates.
Because I said, okay, let's just say 3-4 years from now, colleges are calling your coach asking about you. What type of character does he have? What type of work ethic does he have? What type of teammate is he? What is his grades like, right? Now, we know grades are not, it's non-negotiable. Yes. I think we went over that.
Yeah, we did.
Right, in a previous episode.
Yes.
So your grades are going to be on point. But your work ethic.
Because you won't be alive. No, I'm just playing.
Right. Can't play basketball with broken legs. No, that was just a joke. But you better not get them bad grades. Like, what's your work ethic like? Well, Keith didn't show up to practice hardly unless he wanted, he was that guy and he was going to. So, no. Because
everybody sees.
Everybody sees that.
So he only show up when he play. Right. So when he can get off, he engaged. But when he not. If
he having a good game, then the spirits are high.
Right. Even though we lost.
But he dropped 30.
Right.
So he good.
Right. So he's at an inflection point. right, in his life. And I call them inflection point, especially in our boys, right? Not negating our daughters or our girls, but our boys, because society is not going to give you anything.
Right.
Society isn't giving you anything. They don't owe you anything.
And they don't care.
Jesus said, I paid it all. Nobody else did. You know what I'm saying? So so to expect anything. So son, listen, you at an inflection point in your life. So you got to figure out, am I going to allow what's happening, right? Because things do happen. Okay, so say you didn't get the job and you heard them say you didn't get it because you're a woman. Or you ain't get it because y'all don't want to work with because black people, they late, this, that, and the other. Or I don't want to give it to, the white guy because, they don't do this, that, and the other. But regardless of what it is, are you going to allow that to prevent you from being great?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to allow that? Because go ahead.
No, and that type of mentality, I believe, is developed at the young age.
It is.
So if you would have let your son quit in the 4th grade, one, he might have missed out on a talent that God gave him that he never explored, because him nor his daddy had the mental maturity to understand timing, to understand the process, right?
Yes.
So now he learns that in 4th grade. And, okay, when does quitting stop? Right. When does a quitting stop? You let him quit that.
Then where does it
All
end?
right, so the next time he wants to quit, you kind of have like ruined your authority in quitting because you let him quit last time. So it's like, well, okay, so I can't quit the team this year? Why? You let me quit that team. Right. So to me, it just trickles until you run into somebody who's like, no, you're not quitting. Listen, if this what you want to do, and I always tell them, even with basketball, if you don't want to play basketball, bro, you don't got to play basketball. If you don't want to give yourself an opportunity to take it to the next level, and the next level from high school is some form of college basketball, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Let me know, and I will lay off. But I'm pushing you based off of your confession.
Just what you said you want.
You said you wanted to do this. The reason you go to a prep school is because you want to pursue basketball with this particular team. It'll be a lot more convenient for me and your mother to put you in a school that's 2 minutes away rather than us driving 20 minutes away back and forth.
But this is what you said
you
want.
We're supporting you in your dream because you said you wanted this. Now, when you get a little adversity, now you don't want to go to practice.
Yeah, now ain't the time. Now ain't the time.
That's not, like, quit is not an option. Right?
And I think that's where, because that's even what we're talking about, right? And that's more so just what I want to get today is kind of because I call it an inflection point because you can go one way or the other.
Right.
And that will proceed. So, okay, when you are an adult, like, I get so tired. I'm gonna try hard not to crash out, but I get so hard seeing men.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, I can't get this because they won't let me have it, or man, I can't get this because, man, knock it off.
Right.
Like, again, nobody owes us anything.
Right.
But my greatness is my responsibility. So,
sheesh, that's a bar.
My greatness is on me.
Yeah.
Now, it helps when people who are above me or around me, so like in basketball, a coach or certain people can see it in you, and can help it. And so you're like, man, why is he so hard on me?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? The coaches and the teachers and the people that were the hardest on you saw the most in you.
Yeah.
Because, see, you don't even see what I see.
Right.
Man, why can't, no, you can't get away with it.
Yeah.
Go back in the gym.
Right.
Nah, Keith, get up.
Yeah.
No, you didn't touch the line. Run again.
Right.
Man, why is he always on me? Because he sees the greatness.
Yeah.
Because he sees what you want to be is in you, but you got to want to get it out.
Yeah.
So like you told him, it's on you.
Yeah.
We can drop you. I can take you to practice, but I can't force you to put your shots up.
Right.
I can't force you to dribble the ball.
Yeah.
I can't force you. You know what I mean? Like, okay, going over film and tape and the plays, that's not me, son. I'm at work. And when I get home, now I help you with it.
No, I do what I can, but at the end, like you said,
but it's
our greatness is our responsibility.
So we have to, because now we got grown men and grown people Oh, well, again, with the whole, I get it, with the government shutdown, right? And even where I work for a government facility, you know, all the rumors and everything swirling, but it's like these benefits are going away and that benefits are going away. And I get it. For the people who actually need it, right? Those aren't the people that's on IG. Those aren't the people that are on Facebook and all the other platforms and YouTube and like, yeah, man, if they don't get my SNAP benefits, I'm stealing. Like I'm going in there.
I'm going straight to crime.
Yeah, like, and I'm gonna have my cousin with me, you know what I'm saying? They gonna punch somebody else. Like, so you gonna tell the police where you gonna do it at? In Walmart.
You're going to prison.
So you really think Walmart? Like, think about it. Like, so you really
but
think
that's the thing,
Walmart?
we talk out of our emotions, bro. Like when we
listen,
like when we're faced with circumstances that are out of our control, that's when your mental kick in, right? All right, how am I handle this? If your first thought is crime,
because we resort to what we're most comfortable with,
or you're gonna go to the path of least resistance in your mind. Well, if they don't give it, I'll take it. But okay, let's really think that through. First off, you're not doing anything to the police without going to jail or worse, right?
Then what are your kids gonna do?
Then, right, you know, like it's you're speaking out your emotions. You're talking outside of your neck. Okay, let's
calm down.
Let's calm down. Let's bring it back. Now, nobody owes us anything. That's one thing that I tell people. I'm no financial expert by any means, nor have I handled my finances in my life in an expert manner in no way, shape, or form. Right. But I always tell people, like, you got to think about the old you, right? The old you. Right now, you young, you got the income coming in because you're going to work, right? There is going to be a day where you don't go to work. Well, there should be a day, right?
Correct.
Where you don't go to work no more, right? And if the 25-year-old, the 30-year-old, the 35-year-old isn't thinking about their 65, 70, 75-year-old self, when you get there, it's too late to think about. Yeah. So you got to have some type of, I mean, it's a lot. Honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot trying to kind of enjoy life. If you're married and have kids, raise a family, give your kids what they want, still save for retirement, save for a rainy day, invest, like, and especially with all the type of information that we're getting over the internet, you're a bum if you don't own 5 properties, 2 businesses, working 9 to 5.
Most of the people don't even own that. Exactly. Like, they don't even own it themselves.
So, but we hear this stuff. It's kind of like graduate high school and go to college, right? Growing up, that was what I thought was the pathway to success. Now, it is if you have a plan and it fits your career goals.
You choose the right degree.
And you choose the right degree, you choose the right career field. But they're not saying that, or at least they weren't saying that, right? It was just go to college. No matter what, if you have a college degree, you'll be better off. And it's like, maybe, but we didn't have a crystal ball to see how the economy and everything was going to play out.
Then DEI happens. And then that degree mattered all the more. And I think that's more of what, again, it's going back to, so that's one of those things. So even going back to you not going to quit or pushing through, because now, okay, I'm looking at college. So now I need you to think of, okay, what career do you want to have?
Yeah.
Now, from there, right, let's go and look, what is the average salary for that career?
All right.
Now, how much is it going to cost?
Yeah.
Right? Do you have... If I'm paying for, let's just say, I'm paying for your college, so there's no student loan debt. But from there, what life are you going to be able to live, sustain? So like what you talked about, let's talk about the adulting things of it, right? Yeah. And you eventually want to get married and you want to have kids and all these things, but I do want to save, right? And I want to own a home and I want to do those. So how long is it going to take you to achieve that? With that degree.
And there's so many levels of it and so many layers to it. It's like, all right, coming back to the mental side of it, can you stay engaged mentally if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor and you know you got 8 to 10 years of schools after high school in order to just enter in the career field?
Yeah. That's the beginning.
That's just the start 10 years later, right? Can you stay mentally engaged when you may see some of your other friends already doing things that you wanted to do? But they didn't want to be doctors, right? They might have just went straight into the union, started making good money, and they're traveling, having families, and you're sitting back like, man. But you said you wanted to be a doctor, right? And it's like understanding what you want and how am I going to accomplish that, and knowing nobody's going to give you anything. And matter of fact, you're probably going to have to prove yourself way more than anything's given to you, right? Like even as a doctor or even as lawyers, being in what they call them, practices, right? A different, when attorneys have like a bunch of them, is that a firm, gotcha. Right? There's going to be politics in that. I think it's safe. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it's safe to say there's politics in that.
It's politics in everything.
There's politics everywhere. So mentally being able to I feel like the successes that I've had in my life, from my marriage to work to dealing with people, friends, whatever, all came down to my mental and emotional maturity and how I responded to different stuff, right? Like when the housing market crashed in 2008, everybody was infected. A lot of people lost their job, right? I technically lost my job, was laid off, but in the same meeting, thank God, he provided a way to where they offered me another one, making double what I was making, which, that's all a different testimony on its own. But
I didn't have that testimony. But go ahead.
Obviously, everybody had that testimony, right?
I did not.
But at that moment, I was also about to have my first child. So it was like, okay, what do I do? And I think having people around you, like you were saying earlier, having people around you that can see the greatness in you and kind of push you along, even when you have those moments of doubt and you start, your head starts getting low and you don't know, and it's like, people say, hey, no.
You good.
Get up.
You good. It's going to be all right.
You're going to be all right.
Trouble won't last always. It's going to be okay. See, right now, it is. I get it in your situation because I was there, right? And that's where that comes from. And right, and even the part of wanting to relate to you guys is some of you are in tough spots, right? Yeah. That's not, and I think we get lost in the sauce because we'll say like I said earlier, it's like, man, nobody owes you anything, but it is hard,
and it don't seem fair.
And it won't seem fair. And it doesn't seem like, but you cannot allow that to stop you. Because then I'll be stuck. And now I'm dependent on the system and government assistance for the rest of my life. And then that
stops.
And that becomes a generational thing. Now that's the legacy we pass down. Yeah. So instead of using that to, okay, I'm down and out, right? If I'm out of work, okay, use unemployment, which ain't much to begin with.
Right.
Especially to provide, but okay, let me use it while I'm using it and I got it, okay, let me grind, right? Let me get a side hustle. Let me go, okay, if I got to pivot in my career, right? If I got to go back to school, or maybe the degree I thought I was going to get, it.
You want to be able to, especially to young people, you want to be able to focus yourself. And this is what I told my oldest daughter. If she wants to be a nurse, right? You need to focus on being a nurse. Right? There's going to be a lot of fun that's happening, but you know the type of lifestyle you want to live. So you need to make that your primary goal. Because if you get caught up in all the extra,
it's a wrap.
Then you're going to find yourself in a place where you now have to do what you have to do rather than what you want to do. And being in a place where you can do what you want to do in the sense of, I'm young, I have no responsibilities, I'm just, and I have a support system that's allowing me to just pursue my goals. Like if that's your situation, you can't get caught up in the extra stuff, because then you mess around. Like for me, you mess around and have a kid at 19, 20 years old. There's no more, what do you want to do? No. What career field do you want to do? I want a job where I just enjoy waking up and going to work. No. No, you need a job that's going to provide for the people that you are now responsible for. So it's like I don't have the luxury of doing what I want to do anymore. Now I got to do what I have to do, and a lot of times when you do that, it's like an emergency situation. You're not like planning out like, okay, I'm gonna have a kid 2-3 years from now.
You're not in a good space to make a sound decision now. That's like going into a car lot. You got bad credit and your car broke down. You have to leave out of the dealership with a car. Now you're gonna go in there and play it cool,
right?
But you know in the back of your mind,
you about to get
we have to leave out of here with a car.
Yeah.
So versus when I go into the dealership,
yeah,
and my car is just fine. I just so happen to let me see if I want to get a new one.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to see what the new models is like.
Right.
I already got my pre-approval from the credit union or from the bank, right? Or I don't even have to have an approval. I already got the money saved aside. I got the cash. I just want to see. So now when I go in, the decision and the frame of mind I'm in, I'm like, yeah, I'm not. So when they come to you talking about, yeah, we got this one, they got 90,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Like, if I need a car, now that's an option I have to weigh on what you giving me.
Right.
Versus before, nah, I'm straight.
I don't have to accept that deal. I don't need a car. And when the other side and whatever it is, know you're not desperate for it,
everything changes.
Everything changes.
They call you by your last name.
The conversation changes. Everything changes.
You walk in
they come at you different.
Hey, Mr. Rogers, everything good? You need some water?
Right. Like you start getting personal phone calls outside of when you're there. Like, hey, we got the new model in. Just wanted to see if you're looking to trade your car in.
Dude, they still keep asking me. I'm like, I'm good.
They good though.
Well, we'll give you 10,000 over your trade. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. But they understand. Like, but having that is like, because before I wasn't getting them calls.
No, I wasn't getting no calls.
Because the lots I was getting, that Ford Taurus I was telling you about,
the calls
that I got, that I got in the accident here when my life got changed.
Yeah,
that wasn't from
them calls. Was
that
like,
one from
hey,
Philly.
we about to come get it. You better send your payment in.
It wasn't from Philly.
The boys is out here looking for you.
It wasn't from those who are in Vegas and you're not. We have a thing out in Henderson called the Valley Auto Mall that have hundreds of thousands of cars for every dealership.
Yeah.
My car did not come from there.
No.
Like, it did not. Right. So, but it's understanding the work, and then you, as you get older, but then you have to sit down and realize my mental space has to be, because everything is a competition.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even friendly competition, but everything is a competition. Mm-hmm. So when you go into it, you're not going to be better than me.
Yeah.
So the work situation, you're not going to be a better employee than me. But we don't go into it that we go into the job thinking who can be the worst employee. Like, if you even come to work on time and you get back from your break when you're supposed to and all that, that's trash all of a sudden. But then then it's amazing. That person who get themselves together, they come to work on time, they return to their breaks, and then they're the ones who, without even asking or without even having to put it, you know what, we think you'd be good for this spot.
Right.
Oh, you changed now.
Yeah.
I see you done.
And the crazy thing is, man, there's like you said, when it comes to work, when it comes to home, your marriage, your friends, your kids, all the things, that takes a very strong level of emotional, mental maturity, right? Now, from our perspective, we're able to deal with those things and have a lot of more help with that because we have the word of God to go by, right?
Right.
But then also you look out in the world and you see what's going on in the world, right? And that can have a mental toll on you because, you talk about the No Kings protests and the whole political side of it. You can look at the time of this podcast being recorded, reports coming out that over 50,000 Christians in Nigeria are being murdered, right? The laundry list of things going on in the world that you can be upset about is endless, right? How do we operate in this world with all the responsibilities we have, but also just seeing what's going on in the world, the state of the world? Like, how do we mentally be able to deal with those things?
You said the key word is God first.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he has to be first. And it's something about, as I think I said this the first episode, of getting it out of the mud, right? And being, as my pastor likes to say, being broke down to your brake pads.
Yeah.
Because you have a greater revelation of I didn't have anything then. But I had more than enough because I had God. I had no other point but to trust him. I didn't have no money. I didn't have good credit. I didn't have this support system I have now, right? I wasn't in the space I am. So if he was enough when I didn't have anything, wherever I am, he's always more than enough.
Yeah.
So when he's first, then when I see the things, like I told you I'm driving, even with I forgot about the protest because I actually had, stuff to do. I have kids in the life, you know what I mean? Like, so, but we left the competition, and so I'm going to meet my wife, down, because she's downtown at a book event where a friend of ours, shout out to Elder Tressa, she did her thing there, but I was trying to go and see her, but then I get down Las Vegas Boulevard.
Stuck.
And I'm like, why is all this traffic? I'm like, well, maybe that bus is trying to get over. And I get to Stewart, and then somebody's driving through on the opposite side. They got a rainbow flag. I was like, that's right, that protest. And so then it just hit me, and I just texted her. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Because trying to get there by the time I was like, it's not gonna work. But then I just thinking like, all these people, like, what are you protesting for? Right? It's because, and I just begin to, the older I get, the more the word of scripture and it comes to life and makes sense. It's like, my heart is grieved now. Because at first it'd be like, man, look at these people. They don't even know what they're doing in there. This, that. And regardless of what side you're on, it's like, man, God, you need to come back. Jesus, you need to come quickly.
Yo.
Because with all the stuff that's going on in Nigeria and the people, you can take time out. And what'll kill me is these will be the same people who will go on to Instagram and complain about, oh, I'm trying to get a job or I got laid off. But then you find time to go protest or go to another city and you find time to do things. And that's why when he's my focus, right, and I keep him first, the main thing is always the main thing. Yeah.
And for me, I think, like, even when it comes to, like, that type of stuff, like, I think protests can be good, right? Like, they definitely bring attention to topics, right? For them to actually be effective, then that's a lot. It has to go a lot more deeper than that. There has to be a plan. There has to be long-term follow-up afterwards, to where now, if you're going out there and protesting, like, cool, but then what, right? Because I mean, a protest in and of itself is just a bunch of people making noise, right? Like, just okay, all right, you guys are upset, you don't like that, good. And the thing that I would say, like, has always been confusing to me as a believer is just like, no matter what side you're on, like, how are we not able to see both sides of the fence? Right? Like, okay, if you're on this side and you're saying all of these ICE raids and people getting picked up is because we're fighting crime, right? Okay. I think we all can agree less crime is good, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But when you see the videos of how this is being executed, I think we can all say, I don't think this is the best way of doing that. Like, I don't think my man was cutting grass. He wasn't out here, but they, like, the media will put different little, most of them are criminals. What does that mean? Like, technically, if we're going by definition, isn't our president? I mean, if we're going based off the definition of a criminal, like, if you got a felony, I don't know. But the point is, it's like, it grieves me because it's like, wow, we're so loyal to the left, the right, whatever it is, that where does Jesus come in as a believer? And if you talk to most people, because we technically live in a Christian nation, we're all believers of Christ. But yet there's
a lot of people say
but there's so much division, right? And there's so much nonsense that goes on. And like you said, I just be like, Lord, like, you just got to come back, because I don't see a solution to this. And one of I'll say this and I get,
go ahead.
My coworker was like, I was talking to him and I was like, just kind of venting some of my frustrations at the job. and he's a believer, and he was like, Key, the reason you're so frustrated, he was like, in my opinion, is because you have godly principles. So because you move in a godly principle way, you're frustrated with the world who doesn't acknowledge that. So you think it's common sense for people to treat somebody a certain type of way when the world's like, no, I don't necessarily agree with that. Now, they may not say it, but they display it. The fruit is, I don't agree with that. And I was like, so he was like, you kind of have these lofty expectations of the world when you already know what the world is. So it's like you're frustrated because you're like, why can't people just treat each other right? And they're like, it's the world we're talking about. And so when I watch TV, it just grieves because it's just like, wow, like we're so lost. We're so blind to like the truth. And we get so caught up in agendas, and it's like, how do we not see that this is not okay? I don't get it.
Well, it's one of those. And so before I continue, so full disclosure. So again, in the comments, again, because this is where this is straight from, because I texted him the same question. Are protests successful?
Yeah.
Right? So in the comments, answer.
You tell us what you
tell
think.
Tell us in the comments, are protests, one, are they needed? If they are, if you say yes or no, or not, reason behind it, then, because for me, the reason I pose that is because, like I said, I was there Saturday and I see it. And even with the whole thing about it is like the ICE, right? The immigrations and how things are about. But for both sides, if again, like you said, to digging deeper into it, you're seeing these videos. And one thing I don't like on both sides is the far right and the far left is they never really show the full story.
Right.
So I'm going to show the clip that I know will help my argument.
For sure.
So I'll show the clip that'll have kids in zip ties.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we all can agree kids in zip ties is kind of wild. That's excessive. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, we need to have some more trade. Like, you don't need to put kids in zip ties. But those who were citizens that were in zip ties, they were released.
Yeah.
But that doesn't benefit my argument. So I'll never say the other part of the people who needed to get out and who needed to be detained were. Yeah. And so we get to this space because, like, man, I don't like the way they're treating them. But the problem is because we're so far apart from each other, the cities aren't working with Washington. Yeah. And Washington, so you have certain cities, so you're seeing this, and it's like, well, if we all can agree we want to do away with the crime, right? Because now when you talk about, so in the Old Testament where the scriptures, like, when they said the angel of the Lord came and they said, well, whose side are you on? Right. He said, neither. Right. He said, I'm on the Lord's side.
Yeah, 100%.
So instead of us having that mentality, we're choosing a side. Right. And so because I'm choosing a side, it wouldn't be like this if we both came to the table and said, okay, some excessiveness going on, right? Just with the debt that the country's in, how much money is going to the legal migrants and just to SNAP benefits. And so we all can agree we need to taper that down. So how about we all come to the table? Yeah. Let's figure out a way to get to where we need to. And then we won't have people who are just minding their business, living their life, getting hemmed up and snatched up. Now they'll eventually get released, but now that's a whole inconvenience and so many things are happening. Right. And I think, and even again, it's a Christian podcast, but going back to what the scripture says, if the people who are called by my name will humble themselves, right? It's not about you. It's not about me. Yeah. If we say, you said it, if God is first, we wear the shirt, right? God is dope and all this stuff. If that's what we say, then it has to be across the board. It can't be. So even if I disagree, which your perspective, and that's the thing, preference, opinion, and what does the word say? Yeah. So you're a Laker fan. Right. I'm an Orlando Magic fan. Yeah. Now, I think we talked about it, a few years ago, about we probably need to do that this year. Let's go to the game in LA because that's a lot closer than Florida. Yeah, but the Magic, especially now that we got Brandon Bain, and it looks like, we might be.
Got it up and up.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Lakers up to that same shenanigans.
Because I'm just so scarred as a fan. Like, all the teams between the Cowboys, Orlando Magic. The Mariners
it's a down.
Did it again. And so I got my aces. UConn.
Right now, the aces is all I got.
The Golden Knights.
Because I feel like,
anyways.
That's
all. I think you know what?
We'll do.
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a whole. We're gonna do a special. I'm gonna have hats on the board because if none of my teams win the championship, I don't deserve this. I do not deserve this as a fan.
It's been this long.
I'm a winner. I'm saying,
right.
If I'm on a winning team, and even when I coach, I always win.
What did Cat Williams say? You have an unhealthy loyalty to losers.
I do. Like, it's just, man, they ain't never sent me one check.
Nah.
No, nothing.
Never will.
So maybe I'll do an episode where I'm going to have hats. And I'm going to, re-choose
teams. We're going to do a draft. We're going to draft us some new teams.
I like that. We'll go to the drawing board on that. Anyway,
yeah.
That's a sidebar. That's that, I guess.
Yeah, but disagreeing, like you're saying.
But we can. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay, but when it comes to bringing it back to the word, that has to hold.
That has to hold.
Has to hold.
And that's the hardest part because when you see it not being the case,
yeah,
but yet we're so loud about our loyalty to him.
It don't.
Huh? What? Like where? Because I feel like even in our personal lives, we can say a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But if our life doesn't produce the fruit to where other people can taste and see that the Lord is good, then what are we really doing, right? Because in my head, I could think I'm whatever, right? But if Chris can't taste and see that Keith has been with the Lord, then how effective is my testimony? I'm just who I am in my own head, right? And it's like, for a believer, for like my coworker said, Keith, you're frustrated because you have lofty expectations of. But I'm like, the only reason I had these expectations because you said you was a Christian. You said we're not talking about the world now. We're not talking about the.
See, and
you acknowledge Christ as your Lord and Savior. So now I have these expectations of you, and when I see you in this particular, like, because listen, Chris can be, or Keith, I'll use myself. Keith can be a great person from a just a everyday moral perspective.
Right.
I could be a great husband, great father, right? But when it comes to politics, I get nasty about politics because I'm so loyal to my side, right? So when it comes to your political tree, your fruits, if any, is bitter, right? But because I'm the fruit over here in these vineyards and these certain type of trees are good, we just excuse this area of my life. And I think when it comes to different things, especially politics, it's like, okay, we're all saying we're believers, right? Cool. You treat the people around you that you like the right way. Okay, cool. You're a good husband. You don't cheat on your wife. You're not beating on her. You're not verbally abusing her. Okay, cool. You do your best as you can as a dad. Your kids love you. You good. But when it comes to politics, oh my God, he's a Democrat. I don't deal with them. But yet that Democrat acknowledges the same Christ that. So why?
Because society, we have allowed, again, in social media and different platforms, and this isn't a social media, even though we do need to be monitoring, especially with our children and screen time and all that kind of stuff, because it can go to the left. But it now has allowed the world, and you mentioned it earlier, the world is so small now.
Yeah. See everything.
So small. So we know 50,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria.
Right.
Right?
And we're seeing the burials. Yeah. And we're seeing them carry the coffins.
When before, that wasn't seen.
That was in the newspaper.
It wasn't in the newspaper. Yeah. So we were allowed, and think about it. It used to, growing up in the neighborhoods we were growing up when we were younger, everybody went somewhere on Sunday.
Yeah.
We either went to church, whether yours was a Kojic, whatever it was, Baptist, whatever, but we either went to church or we had friends family dinners, but then we had people that, they were Muslim and they were Islam, they would go to the mosque, right? Or Mormons, they would go, to their temples. And so temples and all. So everybody went somewhere.
Yeah.
So even though, right, we all have different perspectives from that but we all are going a place to where respect is kind of taught.
Yeah.
Right? And the world wasn't small. So now, just because you're a Mormon, one of my homeboys, my really good friend, shout out to Kyle, I ain't gonna say his last name, but he know who he is. Like he's Mormon. He's Mormon, and I was Christian. But we never. It's like, man, I can't. That's my guy. That's my day one, especially because we went through our apprenticeship together. So that's my dude. So his son now is going to graduate high school. It's crazy, dude. Like, but even to this day, like, we're really like, that is my guy. Yeah. And so we're such at a place to where society has allowed division to say, if we don't think exactly the same. Yeah. And the scary thing is now, this is even in Christian lines now.
100%.
So now it's a gang. I'm Baptist, you Kojic. Yeah. When did this happen? We can't have, like, it is.
I think it happens in the same congregation.
I had somebody ask me, they was like, now same congregation to that point. They was like, you got friends that go to other churches?
Huh? What? I
said, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
right. No, it's real,
like,
bro.
No, you're like, no, you got friends that go to other churches? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when did
all my friends have to come from the same congregation?
Like, so
why?
So think about it. I've been at the same church now. I mean, have my own now, but before is 18 years.
Right.
So the only people now, a lot of my closest friends and my brothers, right, go there, and I met there, and that's what our relationship is. But no, there's people and friends that I had this.
And that's why I think the Christian influence, like true Christian influence, when I say true, I'm talking about like those who believe the Bible only, and live their life according to God's word. Like, I believe the body as a whole, we lose our influence. We have been losing our influence in the world because of all those little things that you're talking about.
You said it. No fruit.
There's no fruit.
Oh, no, I take that back. It is fruit, but the fruit ain't what you said it is.
Fruit, right.
So
when the world comes and tastes of it, it's bitter. I don't want that. Why would I want to be one of you guys when y'all, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, there's so much division within y'all.
At least over here.
At least over there.
They together.
There might be a lot of nonsense over there, but they move as a unit. They move as one. So it seems more powerful. Yeah. It seems more meaningful. You know, and I mean, that's the beauty and the curse, I guess, of having a loving father that isn't going to force us to do anything.
Free will.
Because we have our own free will, right?
Free will, baby.
And because God loves us so much and he gives us free will, it opens the door for the nonsense to come in.
Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier if he just said, nope?
Yep. Because then you would know. You wouldn't have to guess. You do X, Y, and Z, or you go to hell.
Can you imagine if you went to like steal something, your hand fell off?
Or you just died?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if that's... Like,
if God forced us to do everything, then, you know...
Then it's not out of love. That's the thing. Like, because even your mental space, right? Even what we talked about before in the mental capacity, and even going back to God being first, mentally speaking, because I love basketball. Yeah. I'm giving myself to it. That's why they call it the mama mentality, right? Yeah. Rest in peace with Kobe. Like, but that was, you know, which was similar to Jordan. But if you go back to the greats, Wayne Gretzky had it in hockey.
Yeah.
All the greats sport, all the greats had that mentality. Derek Jeter in baseball, right? He could have went 0 for 27, but you know, in the World Series, if you needed a base hit or a home run,
he gonna show up.
It's a wrap. Why? Yeah. Because he had the mentality. Because why? I love this. Yeah. You say you love it. Yeah. Yet you don't put nothing into it, which is why I think our Christian walk and then even our mental space, because it's so much easier to just blame everybody.
And I mean,
and to not love everybody.
This is a crazy take, right? This might sound crazy, but hear what I'm saying. I think some people, some believers, we go to church too much and we don't read our Bible enough. And what I mean by that is, you can go to church, right? If I go to church, I'm at Pastor Chris's church every Sunday. Mm-hmm. What's Bible study? Thursdays?
Thursday.
I'm there every Thursday.
Reformation Church.
I'm waiting on you. I'm at Reformation Church, Las Vegas, waiting on Pastor Chris to get there. Right? I seem and look faithful to everybody because I'm there. I don't read my Bible when I get home. I'm not, it's just Sundays and Thursdays. I'm going to get what I get. So when I go out in the world,
you got more world in you than you do.
And I'm absorbing. Else. I'm not going home and reading my Bible. So what am I consuming? I'm just whatever's on social media, whatever content I want to watch on TV, but it's not the word of God, right? So, but I go to church. So the average person be like, oh, Keith, he's a faithful brother. He's there every Sunday, every Thursday.
Now, what he did not say, let me stop you. Go ahead. He did not say stop going to church. That's not.
That is not what I said at all.
I can hear
somebody like, that's my point. I've been saying that this whole time.
See, about time. See, I like you.
Yeah,
he did not.
I did not say that.
Don't hear what he didn't say.
My
he
point
did not
is,
say stop.
You are hiding behind your attendance, and you're not putting in the work,
right?
Like you just said,
right,
to actually develop the fruit of the Spirit that God wants out of us. You are not putting in the work to get in God's word and see what He says, what He wants from you as a follower of Him, right? So therefore, 90% of what we consume is some nonsense, but we're faithful to the church, which we should be, but that's a byproduct of being at God's feet, right? Like the more I fall in love with Him, the more I want to be around my brothers and sisters.
Right.
The more I want to be in His house learning of His word. It's not because I go, I can avoid, you know what I mean? Because I'm there now, I don't have to get with Him. Like that's the opposite. And then therefore we have all this division, all this confusion, all these different opinions, because you hear Pastor Chris say one thing, but then like the other, 5 days of the week, you listen to this other guy and he's saying the opposite. So now I'm questioning what you're saying because what he's saying make more sense.
And that's why, that's why you got to be so mindful because things seem so innocent, right? And it's like, man, music is just music, right? Yeah. And that's one thing I really had to revisit because those of you who know, I love it.
Yeah.
I love music. Like, I love music. For those, shout out to my fellow thespians out there. If you don't know the word, it ain't you.
Yeah. Right.
But
it's not me. I don't know what that means.
I'll explain it to
you.
His
brother be dropping words. I don't know.
It's all good. I explain it to you guys. But it's one of those, so like the arts, right? And music being a part of the arts is something that I love.
Right. And
so, but first, what we said before, now understanding the spiritual aspect behind everything.
Yeah.
Man, it ain't nothing bad. Like the lyrics ain't bad, but then I'm listening to that 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And it ain't worship music and it ain't, Show Baraka. Shout out to Show. New album is amazing. It is fire. Listen.
Get to it.
Listen. But if you ever see this, man, reach out.
That's your biggest fan.
Man, listen.
The number one from day one.
Listen. Turn my life up. Listen. If you ever connect, listen, man, we can definitely do something. But I'm not listening to, music that is empowering, that is that's pushing me to do better, that's uplifting, that's not only dropping bars, but the bars are pushing me to research not just the scriptures. We understand the Bible, but it's also questioning, okay, what am I thinking of? Like, what am I doing? Like, is it? Like, it's creating a conflict in me and it's bringing me to make a decision. Everything we listen to is nonsense.
Yeah.
Like you say, so then the fruit of nonsense is what we always have now.
Yeah.
Because away from there, so at church, I know how to act in church. We did it. We grew up in church, right? Uh-huh. We grew up in church. We did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was at church mode.
Yeah.
You said
my daughter keep calling.
Let's go. You
she's gonna have to figure it out.
There you go. Again, don't ignore your kids. That ain't what he's saying either. But
sometimes you got to. Y'all know them babies crying late at night.
But you get discernment on the cry. You know the difference between the cries. Yeah. But they ain't 8 and 2 days. And you need to learn. No, that's not what we're saying.
That's why.
But we need that healthy balance, right? Because the scripture does, an unbalanced weight.
Yeah, right.
Right? And we take that as, okay, well, I ain't doing that. Like, I ain't cheating on my wife. I ain't killing nobody. Like, I ain't stealing Chauncey Billups. But I ain't...
Crazy. Allegedly. We are not making any statements from this podcast. That was alleged. We don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But it is like, yo... man, I have to, right? More than anything, like I need to do this for me.
Right.
Right. And I need to, so I can't just be listening to this all the time.
Yeah.
Right. I can't just be, if what I consume most is what's going to come out of me most of the time.
Yeah.
So if all I'm consuming is Pound Town and WAP and all this other nonsense,
that's all you're going to be thinking about.
What do you think my 5-year-old and 4-year-old daughter is going to be doing? If that's not only and the crazy thing now, you playing it in a car.
Yeah.
Before it used to be, parents used to, we used to call it the dirty flow music, right?
Yeah,
and they would try to play it when we wasn't around or nothing. Now, you taking them to daycare.
Yeah, and it's the kid's favorite song. And that's crazy. But because, I mean, to some, like, to start landing this plane, like, from a mental aspect, it's, like, I think it takes either somebody in your life to tell you this, and for me, it had to take somebody to tell me, and then for me to realize. Like, somebody said it, and then I realized it. Yeah. Like, in high school, Lil Boosie was like because his storytelling was so intriguing. Do I think he was the best rapper lyrically? Like, no. But his storytelling is what intrigued me, and I believed him, right? Like, the stuff he was saying, I believed him. Which, believability is very big. But I had to realize, like, man, I listen to certain songs, like, it put me in certain moods. Like, there's a reason if Nuck If You Buck comes on in a party, a fight might literally break out, right? Because there's a spirit behind that, right? And when we're listening, watching, doing certain things, like, we have to be mindful of how it affects us. And like, now I can listen to secular and, Christian music, and sometimes it's just wild. Like, as far as like secular stuff, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, do you hear these lyrics? Like, I ask my kids, like, ask my daughter, like, as a girl, when you hear how these rappers talk about women and what they're gonna have them do and what they're gonna do to them, and essentially what they mean and how they treat them, how does that make you feel? Like,
you ain't talking to me.
And she was like, well, I don't like how they make women out to be objects, and we're just here to like serve them and do things to them. And I was like, okay, I want you to always think about that, because you can chuck it up as something as simple as, this is entertainment. Okay, but are you mentally mature enough to really understand what that means? Because I could watch, I'm a believer, and I could watch The Godfather, and there's a bunch of murder in there, but I'm not going to go pick up a gun just to whack somebody. Like, I understand that what I'm consuming is entertainment, and I'm mature enough to know how to section that off. And then there's also discernment, where if it's just too much for me, I'm gonna exit, or
that's where it is right there.
You know what I mean?
Is having that discernment, and you said it, is knowing, I don't need to be listening to that.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to be watching that, right? Because we have to be careful in what we lend our members to.
Right.
And that's where that mental aspect of understanding the discernment, spiritually speaking, like, being honest with yourself, right? That's from the time we were in, what we started this whole convo with. Son, be honest with yourself.
Be honest
with yourself. You ain't there yet, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right, but you can get there. I'm not saying you can't, but you can, but be honest. So we find ourselves in these spaces, right? So because I think that's where it gets to where we've never honest with ourselves, nor do we have somebody to be honest with us, or if they were, we didn't heed to it.
Yeah.
So then we found ourselves where we are. Right.
And that's what we here for. You know what I mean? We hopefully that, when we have these conversations, like, one, we want y'all to engage in the comments. We definitely have things planned for in the future where we can definitely have more live.
Yeah, it'll be live interaction, chats, and things of that nature. But even in the comments, right? Like we mentioned it earlier about even the question with the protest. But what you guys, got going on, right? This is our show. Yeah. When I say our, it's Uncle Chris and Uncle Keith, but then also the nieces and nephews out there, right? Yeah. That's y'all.
Or the fellow unks and TTs that's out there. Like, what y'all got going on? What challenges y'all facing? Like, not saying we necessarily had the answers, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about. We'll learn together. We may find something new out, and then but we all high tide raises all boats, right? So when we all do better, when I do better, then everybody around me do better. Right? So, hey, man. So, any rant?
Y'all got a rant this week? I don't know, man. I don't got a rant. I guess I would say like something that's just been on my heart, man. Is like really, let's be mindful of the fruit that we're producing, right? Like, if you want to be a nice person, then be nice to people. Like, don't wait for somebody to be nice to you. Just go and be nice to people, right? Like, if you want to, whatever you want to do, right? Like, just do it, and from a heart of just humility and just like you're not out here trying to get likes, and like I just feel like there needs to be more genuine action.
Be truthful.
Everything's just, I feel like I gotta dissect everything now. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just like what's they call those people? Like a
skeptic.
A skeptic, right? Like
pessimistic.
I'm just like, what's your motives behind? Because I mean, like we said, like when Jesus went to the fig tree, he was looking for fruit, and he ain't see nothing but leaves. And it's like, so you out here pump faking, looking like a certain thing, but really,
and he knew it wasn't.
But that's a whole different. That's a whole.
But it wasn't. Oh, go. No,
go ahead. Pastor Chris about to go.
Listen, right.
But my thing is like, make sure there's fruit on your tree, man.
Right.
And that's something that I'm doing in my life. It's like really always critiquing myself, dissecting my actions and my motives and my thoughts behind certain things, and being like, do I have fruit in my life that other people can taste and see that the Lord is? That's the biggest thing for me. Because again, I could be like, yeah, I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm a good, but do other people have that opinion of me?
Yeah.
Based off of how I interact with them. And that's, I guess, if we can do that, then, each person in their own circle of influence can help this world be a better place. That might sound cliche, but when you look out in the world right now,
we need some better places to go to.
We need
there ain't a lot of better places to go to.
Man. But yeah, I guess I don't really have a rant, man. That's just kind of what's been on my heart, in my mind.
So I'm similar. I will say, I went to the ATM, and my man, he was off to the far left. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he got it.
Hey, somebody must have.
And this ain't even out yet.
Got the message
this ain't
somehow.
Even out yet. He got it though, but no, that was it. But really, there's something I want to leave y'all with, and then we'll even kind of maybe dive into it a little bit next week. But it's more just dealing with the mental and even the series we have coming up. I think it's fitting, but it was something that came to me, and I'll say this, and we'll get out of here. Right? It's the lie I tell myself is the truth I'll never live by.
The lie I tell myself
is the truth I'll never live by.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have to chew on that this week.
And I'll leave it at that. Like I said, we'll dive more into it because I think the series we're going into is that's appropriate.
Y'all stay tuned. We got good conversations coming up.
Yeah,
and man. We want to hear from y'all. And I think once these episodes get released and y'all hit the comments, we're going to have a lot to talk about, which is going to be a lot of fun. We definitely look forward to it. So y'all stay tuned with the Unk Podcast, and we'll catch y'all at the next one.
I forgot to tell you. What? Right. So before we get out of here, I'm telling. So remember, I told you, Sharita, I told you.
You was going to tell me.
So she's watching the clips and everything, right? So she watching it, and she like, ooh. I was like, what's up? She's like, oh, daddy looking big. And I was like,
she said, daddy looking big?
Oh, that's what we doing now. Oh, you want to talk about brothers. Okay. And then we played the other clip.
She's trying to say you look fat on Kim?
Bro, then she didn't last week, right? When you had the jacket on. So she was like, Who's that old rapper? I said, you just called
old rapper?
That's what you
Dang.
So
why
you
got
old
jokes?
rapper. So, bro, you said it last week. We gotta stop lying to ourselves. I gotta get in the gym or something like.
Shrita, that's how you
Hey,
feel.
put it in the chat.
She
Do I
said
look like Professor
old
Clump?
rapper.
So she called me Professor Clump and you too short. That's essentially what she said.
Wow.
So I just wanted to, I didn't want to leave because I remember I
still
told you
love
that.
you,
But
Shrita. That's funny.
we love y'all. Appreciate it again. As always, Chris, man, we love you, and Jennifer and the crew, everybody here at Vegas Content Studios.
Yes,
we
yes.
love y'all, man. Just come out, reach out. They are amazing. They out here. He's a great resource, man. Even if you're trying to start out, just reach out. I'm telling you, this is a place to be. But we love y'all. Stay safe, and we will see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.